I'm wondering, do I is just showing it to you enough the mermaid green? Do you see how Netsock is like? I had to do the druid fairy green and then the mermaid green on druids. Someday I will do a video on the druids. It might be at Gabra. But they were obviously Netzakian. On mermaids. Lucifer came through. And some of you guys like wanted this video to be titled on mer people. And then Lucy decoded it and goes on more people. How to bring more people in. How to bring more people into Netsock. The mer is how to do it. Because not the fairies. It's gonna be the lusty creatures. It's not the good service, I will die on a beach kind of people. It's the lusting after your mate people. But instead of it being like an Ariel lusting after Eric kind of way, we're gonna be doing it. Ariel fucking rejects Eric forever, seduces him, and then brings him into Netsock to become a mer people. That is why I will not that is why I will not change the name of this video. Because that is the job of every the mermaids. The mermaids are to seduce the men as sirens into Netsock to join the side of Jake Sully. And then we can create an army. It is that simple. The women are naturally more inclined towards emotionalism, towards nature, towards liking animals. It's usually why men like to buy puppies, so they can attract women. But this is going to be different. It's going to be the opposite. There is an old adage about Zodhi, fishhook, could never be the path or the letter attributed to Aquarius and the star path. And the man who fucking said that doesn't know anything about Kabbalah, women, or mermaids. Everything about Netsock is the women using sex to fish hook the men to get them to do their bidding. Period. If you're not using your divine femme powers to create a better world, man, it's like you're letting go of every single witch power you thought you had. So let's start off with Narcissa and narcissism, because in Netzach is where you get your beauty and your power and your appeal, where you get to have a creative job, emotional, artistic, dancing, painting, writing, singing. You get your acting career going, etc., etc. Okay? Netzach. Blessed by the muses. And that's where we bring in more people. Because Netzach is where you get all that stuff. There's this thing called karma. When you pay the dues, not just to Lucifer, but to the fairies and the Murs, they bless you. When you do service to the trees, for the trees bless you. That's an older, more selfless wisdom. That's something like, I'm going to build a school. Whatever man decided to say that Zadhi shouldn't be the path combining Netzach to Yesod. Shot himself in the brain. Alright. On Mer. So mermaids, they're to clean up the ocean and the emotional body. They are servants, but they're servants of beauty. And they're not nice. They can be very dark and vampire-y. And that is why the star path is specifically attributed to the mermaids. The vampires connecting to Netzach. They can be sadistic and dark, but also very sexual and sexy. Very dom. Very siren. I read a lot more mermaid than you guys could imagine, but I present a fairy. Back to the Enochian magic. Here you have Harry with the golden egg, and he doesn't know what to do with it. And poor Cedric has to give him a hint to stick it in the bathtub, where all the charms come through with colored waters. He sticks it in, and out comes messages that are clean and clear. So back to Enochian magic. The keys are a beard. You know what a beard is? It's an invitation and a block. The real understanding is knowing how to decode the real language. Enochian, he knows the keys magic. There are a few ways to decode language in the English language to understand God's codes coming through. One is to actually just look, scry, and see the different words that pop up. That would be the first layer of message, a general scry. The second layer is to actually go through and then piece the words together. They're all jumbled, broken. That one's hard because you have to let go of a lot and start to sound things out. All right. The next layer is to do it by dropping every S. When you drop the S, a new message comes through. So God, S, it's just God. Star, tar, Tara. All right, there's something that happens with an S and a T. When you put an S and a T together, it's a crucifixion. It's a crucifixion. Crucifixion. It's an alchemy. So you take the snake and you nail it to the cross. So Star's purpose in life are taking the snakes and nailing them to a cross. Master. Star. There's a punch. It's easier to nail it to a cross when you don't even have an S in the name to begin with. You're just a T. So I would have another child. It would be Jesus. But I would name him Zata. Time traveler, connected to God, Alpha, and then crucify, Alpha. Stronger than Jesus ever was. Letters mean things. They carry message and code. It's the whole point of like Hebrew mysticism, and the letters even have a magical property as much, if not more, than the words. Same with the English. There is no difference. You just have completely divorced yourself from God. Lightning. So Kali Ren burns with the fire of Gaebara, like a dragon. It's a burn. Fast. And a burn. That name has energy. I chose it for a reason. So, Enochian magic. She and he are the same when you drop the S. So she knows the keys. when you want to reverse the codes, she knows the keys. Magic. Because most of the people that are actually going to know the keys for Enochian magic are attuned to Netzach. And they're usually going to be a she. This should be embarrassing to Goodney. The other way, the goddess way, is to drop the T's. Just run the snake. The fifth key that we did for Enochian magic. I will read you the beard again, and then I will read you the fully decoded message that came through in the Enochian language. I did not do it with 4 layers, I did it with 3. It's the same general principle. The mighty sounds have entered into the 3rd angle and are become as olives in the olive mount, looking with gladness upon the earth, and the dwelling in the brightness of the heavens as continual comforters. Unto I have fastened 19 pillars of gladness, and gave them vessels to water the earth with her creatures. And they are the brothers of the first and second. And they are the brothers of the first and second. So I'm going to say Charlie and Lucy. And the beginning of their own seats, which are garnished with 69,636 ever-burning lamps. Can you imagine 70,000 dragons being dropped onto the planet? Whose numbers are as the first, the ends, and the contents of time. Therefore come ye, and obey your creation. Visit us in peace and comfort. Conclude us receivers of all your mysteries. For why? Our Lord and Master is the All One. Invokes Nanta, the whole tablet of earth, the angle of earth, the princess of the echoing hills, the rose of the palace of earth. This is not easy to understand until you decode. the original scry. House destroy with the Zohar and a Kesera stone. So if you want to tumble anybody's Hode grid, if they're resistant to anything, you throw in the Zohar and topple it with a Kesera stone. That's the first layer. This is my combination of my dropping the S. Okay. Sap, he who dominates me, owed nothing to him. He is only fond of himself to ever even care about me. Ode deluge of the tiger amidst the dragon, against the lion indulging in his own roar. It is ode to the idiot with his full cup. Through the falling tower, dare to be a feather of God, dear Narcissa. That's God. Look at this big spider crawling on me now. Oh my God. Yeah, it's a little too big for my comfort. Man, should I just manifest that shit out of thin air? All right. Pausing. Now, it was just a brown one with like a yellow T-fret stamp on its back. And I just put it over there by the computer. I don't necessarily like them crawling on me while I'm doing videos, not running the proper dimensions. but it is fun to see them show up. All right. I have manifested bugs out of thin air. I believe stars manifested snakes out of thin air. Or one at least. And bugs. Dare to be a feather of God, dear Narcissa. Game over. Why? Because God is on Narcissa's side. Why? Narcissism is higher on the tree than dishonesty. God will always vote for the mermaids cleaning the ocean over the humans polluting it, raping it. Collie Wren out. No, what? Zohar. I'm going to be really excited to read the Zohar. Now with all my knowledge, it might be fun. Now on that note, Collie Wren out.